Oh, chant Om during meditation while you are sitting in a super silent corner surrounded by nature. Because unfortunately, the energy of men, when I say men, it means human race. It's very simple. It includes everybody. So, unfortunately, the energy of men has been corrupted. Not every human is like that, but for the most part, human always looking what is in it for me. Every action has become conditioned. Every breath has become conditioned. Even the intention has become conditioned. Love, forget about it. It is very conditioned. These are the traits can only survive in the hell of humanity, unfortunately. And it's surviving sadly. You see, I wouldn't even call it the dream of humanity because seems like this seems like this dream is turning into a very vivid nightmare anyway. And the people, there are few human that they are doing their level best to show, to set themselves as an example that goodness is still exists. And because of those humans, the dharma of humanity is still staying a little high. But now, when you hear these words as I speak, you just hear these words, but you don't hold yourself accountable. You see, Mahatma Gandhi, obviously, everybody knows Gandhi. Gandhi was an epic because of the man was practically a saint. Mahatma Gandhi or Gandhi said once, become the change. Become the change that you wish to see in the world. Otherwise, you cannot see the change. If you don't become the change, you cannot see the change. You see, um, in so that's why I tell my followers that let's not look for the right person. It means that your intention is conditional, that you are looking for the right person. When we say, why don't you become the right person, the person said, why do I have to do everything? You see, are you following me? Well, if you don't want to do anything and everything, then you just remain where you are and you would keep coming back and coming back and coming back until you learn your lesson. No, Jesus Christ is coming on a unicorn, or Muhammad is sitting the head of the Buraq and flying to you and singing, they call me Superman, I'm here to rescue you. No, he has become history. Some 15, 16, excuse me, some 15, 1600 years back. He does not exist anywhere but in the memory of human race. He cannot do anything. He's, he's helpless. He cannot do nothing, you see. Um,
Jesus Christ, or Lord Jesus Christ, on the other hand, gave human a beautiful and brilliant way and said, do this and then you would find salvation. But the problem with that is people have learned to chant his words, but they don't have enough focus to fully comprehend or understand his wisdom. Because if you as much as understood his wisdom, the wisdom of Lord Christ, you would become enlightened. That itself is more than enough to enlighten you. You see, and the messages of his love. But then when you show love or you do a kind act, it's still in the back, you have become so corrupted that is still in the back of you, or we all have become so corrupted one way or another. And then when we do something even right, we think in the back of our mind, what is in it for me? Even when we are not accepting any reward in terms of money or monetary gain or materialism, even if we are not accepting that, profoundly in the back of our mind, sadly and unfortunately, it is, I'm going to get the reward from heaven, or I'm going to get the reward from God or Father. In the back of our mind, that also is a greed, that also is conditioned. Do it in a way that absolutely you have no expectations. Hold the door for one person, the person does not say thanks. You don't carry that resentment in you. Next moment, you hold the door for the second person, and the second person does not say thanks. See, nothing changes in you, because if there is something changing and it is bringing you down, it means it's conditioned. It means your action is conditioned. And after that, you turn around and you have learned to be passive aggressive because you haven't grown the nerves to communicate with people. But you become passive aggressive and you turn around and you call the person names within you. Whether you are saying it outright, whether you are verbalizing, or you are doing it within, it has the same negative impact on you. Make no mistake. Even as much as you think about it, it has the same impact. It's gonna accumulate you karma tremendously, the negative karma, the negative energy. You would generate negative energy because of the thoughts you have, and that negative energy would attract negative thoughts. Are you following me? No thought is your personalized thought. You do not own your thoughts. No thought, singular, just making an example, is you personalize. No thought, singular, making an example to demonstrate is you personalized thought. We have proved that, and we have talked about that numerous times. You see, no thought is your personal thought. You do not own your thought. However, because of the mind frame you have acquired, which is 100% conditioned, not only 90% or 80%, which is 100% conditioned, um, that most of the time, sadly, generates negative vibration or frequency. When it generates negative vibration or frequency, it attracts that kind of thought. You understand? I would give you an example. Imagine if you are feeling horny, like if you are feeling horny, and the video basically got disrupted. It's not the broadband, it's, I don't know. I mean, what, we are living in Saudi Arabia? I mean, for Christ's sake, humans, do not make things the issue about the morality. Do not judge others on the stupid standards that you have learned. Anyway, moving on. Suppose you are feeling horny. If you have a body, you would feel horny. It's a given. It exists, and it exists in nature. You see, it doesn't mean that you go around and pleasure yourself in front of everybody. You have to maintain. You have and you must maintain certain type of with decency within. Yes, but of course, I'm just giving you an example that you have your privacy and you're feeling horny. You would always attract more and more thoughts, or you would find, or you would create the intention which would go and you would take care of your need. You would start finding more and more thoughts in the same way. If you look around, you would maybe start imagining that everybody's feeling the same. But that's not true. But it happens. Have you not ever caught yourself in a feeling like that? You see, and you would start attracting the similar kind of thoughts, and it would accelerate within. It's just an example. It can go to any emotion. It can go to, if you are feeling angry, you would be pissed and you would attract more and more angry people, more and more miserable people around you. But if you are feeling happy from within, if you have a certain charge, if you have a certain charge of your memory, and if you have a certain charge of your imagination, only then you can feel happy. You would attract happy people around you. Have you noticed that? And even if there happened to be somebody who's miserable and wants to ruin your day, you wouldn't pay no heed. When you do not pay no heed to a culprit who is trying to provoke negativity in you, the poison even becomes more agitated in the person, in that person. You know that? If you do not take the poison. This is wisdom. This you can acquire this mind frame too. You can acquire this awareness too. This is wisdom. You can acquire that mind frame. You can acquire that awareness. But you must do something about the duality in you. Because as long as there is duality in you, literally you are stuck. You need to transcend duality. Everything takes time and everything takes effort. You see, nothing is going to happen. No rescue Superman is coming to rescue you. Everything takes time and everything takes effort. But the good news is it is very possible because I do it all the time. And so can you. It's a process. There is no end to it. So it always goes on. The time to transcend karma is always present. You see, the time to transcend duality is always present. Even when you are high, even when you are hungry, even when you are angry, even when you are tired, even when you are jubilant, even your energies are reaching to the ceiling, it doesn't matter. The time to transcend karma and the time to transcend duality is within and always present. You see, only if you have the awareness, you can know that. Only if you have the awareness of that. Have you ever blown a candle before? Have you have you ever blown have you ever blown a candle before on your birthday? When it was the day of your birth, did you blow a candle just like this? Every breath you are taking in, you are being born again. You are birth again. Every inhale, when you are taking it in, you are birth again. You are born again. Hence, it's fair to say, it's your happy birthday. Keep meditating, keep doing the right thing, keep doing the selfless acts, perform actions once, make it a habit that you don't expect kind actions, that you don't expect anything in return, not even a thanks. Whether there is a thank, whether there is a thank and there, or excuse me, whether there is a thank or there is no thank, it makes no difference within. Bring your awareness to that point. As a matter of fact, if you focus enough, you realize that is liberation. That what happens within you is not controlled by others' action. So, having said that, just keep doing it.